Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Kat about Raid Shadow Legends! Oh my god, it happened so fast. Today we're going to talk about the Soulstone event that is launching today. There is a double the chance of summoning 4, 5, and 6-star perfect souls with the mortal soulstones. I want to say it that way so we're not getting it confused with the immortal soulstones, but mortal soulstones are giving double the chance of high star perfect souls. Plus there is a Deck of Fate event that is also launching today. So we're going to go into the details of that. If you haven't already heard, I'm sure you have. I know a lot of people are like, that this isn't a Leo event. In fact, it's so much so that the top comment on the subreddit is release the Leo files. I'm kind of there too. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But even though we are down to the wire at the end of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collab, there are still 5 great reasons to start playing Raid Shadow Legends. 4 of which you get by clicking the link in my description. And first one you get is Corrado Foxhunter, the legendary champion, followed by the epic support champion Yugo, who I love, epic HP champion Miscreated Monster, aka Frankenstein, and Deacon Armstrong, who I absolutely adore, at level 40. Then I recommend using the promo code Monkey King in the first 24 hours of creating your account. That way you can get him as soon as you can, or you can use the promo code Demon Slayer and get Tholan Foulbeard, a fusion from back in the day who slaps. Both of those are great legendary champions. You can choose either one. Both are great. But let's talk about, we're going to go to the in-game event information for this. So the Deck of Fate, which you'll remember is how we got Raphael couple weeks ago. So this is beginning today, or probably has already begun by the time I've posted this video. So again, we're looking for pizza slices, and it is a summoning souls from soulstones and upgrading champions kind of Deck of Fate. So you flip the cards, you get the common, rare, and epic cards, the green, blue, and purple. You do have the ability to pin the rarity, but I do want to talk about that really quick because I think it was Boozer who pointed out that if you look, there are only 8 purple cards, which means, okay, so the pin rarity works that you get certain rarity that you like, you can pin it, and then you get all 3 of them, all 3 of that rarity, and then you get an extra little bonus. So this happened with Raphael. There were 9 rarity cards because 3 sets of 3. I guess there's only 8, which is kind of sucky. You might get the 2 sets of 3, and then there's only 2 more from that point. So you're not going to get that trio if you pin more epic rarities. So I suppose the way it reads is that 150 legendary Radiant Sun Lilies and the 50 mythical Radiant Sun Lilies will be hidden under the 8 epic purple cards. Now I suppose there is a possibility that there's one more epic reward that isn't the Sun Lilies, because the whole point of this event is to get those relic crafting pieces for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle event as part of the closeout that's been going on. I suppose there is a chance that there's one more epic reward that isn't one of those, but the way it reads right now and everybody's interpreting is that it's only 8 purple cards, which is super annoying, because if you want those 3 bonuses from pinning the rarity, you need 3 sets of 3. Or you need at least a set of 3. So it's a little irritating. I was kind of like, oh, come on. That's rude when I read that. So there will be the rare Radiant Sun Lilies, the epic Radiant Sun Lilies, legendary, and mythical. I know a lot of endgame players are really leaning on the legendary and especially the mythical. Mythicals are really hard to get. I can see why everybody's going to be going after that. Yeah, so if you manage to flip over 3 cards of the same background color in sequence, you get a fate chest containing extra rewards. And when I did this for Raphael, I got a Mega Barrel, which was great because that automatically levels up a champion to the very highest level. So once I got Raphael to 6-star, it was really easy. I just applied that, and then he was up to level 60 instantly. So there are some good rewards in there, but it's just a little strange. We know that there's 40 cards, and it says, 12 common, 8 rare, 8 epic. So I suppose there is room that there is one more just hidden in there. Feels kind of weird. So we'll see. I know a lot of people are going to be going for this. I saw a lot of content creators talking about that they were going to go for this because it is mortal soulstones specifically, and mortal soulstones aren't really that valuable. I was looking at the Hell Hades pack offer calculator. So for 10 mortal soulstones, that works out to, they estimate worth about $5 US. And so works out to about 50 cents a piece, which is what I would estimate. I actually thought it was going to be a little less. I don't value them that high. So I think a lot of people are going to be using a lot of their mortal soulstones for this, because not only is it a double drop event, kind of like the double the chance of epic and legendaries that we're seeing in the ancient shards over the weekend, also it is feeding into this Deck of Fate event. And since more endgame players are leaning into that relic crafting, I could see why people are going to be doing this. So I'm not sure. I might be doing this. Some people are wondering if this means that the upcoming Leo event, which I don't believe is a Deck of Fate because they're doing one right now. Thank God. I don't want to do another Deck of Fate for another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. But some people are wondering if they're trying to get everybody to flush all of their soul stones, because then it would push people into spending more once we got to Leo. So I don't know. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collaboration ends on November 13th, so that would make the 12th the last day. And trying to figure out like where exactly the event would land. I'm wondering if it's going to start this coming Friday around the time that the double drop of Perfect Souls for the Mortal Soulstone ends. And that would be at the same time that the Deck of Fate ends. So I'm wondering if it's just going to pick up the next day for the Leo event. And that would give us most of the weekend to finish it, because the last day, that November 13th, would end so that would mean not this coming Wednesday, but next Wednesday is the last day of all of the events. So it's possible that things could start on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. They have a tendency to start these things on Fridays, especially the main fusions or any Deck of Fates or big stuff like that. So I'm wondering. I don't think it's going to be Soulstones. My guess is that it's going to be primarily shards. It's been a minute since we had an event that really pushed into shards, well, except for the Hero's Path for April and Raphael's Soul. But in general, they tend to lean on having shard events. A majority of fusions and collaborations tend to lean on the shard side, so I don't think it's possible. I think it's possible, but I don't think it's likely that the final event to get Leonardo is going to be Soulstone. And I think it would be really weird to do that right after this. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't get the vibe. That's not the feeling I get from the situation. But I could be entirely wrong about that as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. We'll see if I'm going to be doing any Soulstone summoning. I guess I could do that for the sake of just improving my relics. I kind of need improvement there anyways, so it might be worth it. We'll see how I feel. But let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments if you're going to be doing this as well. And if you haven't already, get started on your Raid Shadow Legends journey with 2 legendaries and 3 epics, all of which are really helpful in-game. Some of them extra helpful. Miscreated Monster just looks cool, but he's also a big tank. Like, he's a big pain in the butt. And then Deacon Armstrong is amazing everywhere. Use the promo code Monkey King to get Sun Wukong, or use the promo code Demon Slayer to get Tholen Valbeard. And that's everything I have. Thank you guys again for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!